Alright, everybody, welcome to the Pilgrimage of Life podcast. I always wanted to start a podcast. This is the first episode here with the most famous man in Trinidad right now, Christmas List. And welcome
Infamous. Not famous. You're famous. I'm infamous.
Well, I guess you're both, I guess. I don't know. Christmas List. He is an international YouTuber. He went to all kinds of crazy places. He went to Ukraine, he went to Palestine, everywhere, Afghanistan, Somalia. Now he's in Trinidad and Tobago, and the first time in his whole career he got problems with the law. He got actually in prison, right?
Well, I've been in prison before, problems with the law before.
But you got charged.
Charged, right.
You got charged the first time.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about it. So, Chris.
Yes.
Let's go back to the start. Why did you decide to do YouTube?
I'm addicted to travel. Period. Where do I begin? Like from birth.
Yeah. Tell me how you got into
literally from birth.
Yeah.
You know, certain hobbies I had in life, I get it. Like play basketball or video games, and I find the duration of time in which I'm like really obsessed is like a year or two. Yeah. Then I lose interest. But travel has always been something that even talking about it right now, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So. With the era of YouTube and having the ability to document and share your adventures, at first it didn't interest me. It took me some time and practice and coaxing, but once I found that there was an audience of people around the world that were curious to see where I would go next, now I'm hyper obsessed with not only the travel but the YouTube aspect as well. Yeah,
I kind of feel you. I'm kind of the same. So, like, why do you go to these dangerous places? Like, how do you start?
Yeah, well, I guess that's, I've been to 128 countries. So my first 100 countries weren't necessarily dangerous. Right. It's just now that I've completed the easier ones, I need to step up my game. Yeah. Right? So last year I Googled the 10 most dangerous places, and I just started going back to back. And I think I have a few left, maybe 2 or 3 left, that I have yet to see.
Which one?
Well, North Korea being one. But North Korea is still closed due to COVID. Right. Yemen is another one I haven't been to. I don't know what else. I've been Afghanistan's on there, Pakistan, Somalia. I've been to Sudan. I've been to South Sudan, not Sudan. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I don't know why it happened in that order. One of the biggest questions I got, why are you coming to Trinidad? Yeah. The honest truth is, it's not a pretty answer. It's just, it was next in line. Yeah. The mission is to see every country in the world.
Well, I guess for me it's also I'm here by coincidence. So
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't happen all the, sometimes I guess maybe you're the same, but I just, just live step to step.
100%. Like even tomorrow I'm leaving. Yeah. And I still haven't decided where I'm going to buy a ticket to yet, so.
So you're not necessarily just looking for the most dangerous countries, you just want to, you told me you want to visit every country.
In the world, yeah. But I do like breaking the stereotype of dangerous countries.
Right.
Because Afghanistan is up there in Pakistan, right. And they're as nice as the people here in Trinidad.
Yeah. I guess Trinidad is also up there, right?
I don't know. No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
No, not for danger.
But I can tell you, as a tourist, you're pretty much safe. I mean, I personally live right now in the hood. Yeah. So, I guess 100 meters away from where I sleep, somebody got shot, and I'm pretty much fine there,
Pretty much. That's my saying, that I never died once.
So. I like that saying. So, what's the most challenging thing about, going to all these...
The travel itself, the challenge is what I like the most. But I mean, the most difficult part of traveling for me is leaving my wife and children. I'm 46 years old. My children are 9, 15, and 18. And my wife, that's the most difficult part, leaving. The troubles that arise from travel, I kind of like the troubles. Normally they're small little hiccups. Yeah. It could be a language problem. It could be can't find a hotel to stay, might have to sleep in a car. Those kind of problems I think make a trip more adventurous. Yeah. This problem that I'm currently going through was something that was unplanned here in Trinidad. But I mean, I feel like I can get through any problem.
So, but I mean, what about this problem so far?
Yeah. It's a hiccup, I'm the kind of guy that if somebody's got to go through it, let me go through it. I'm strong enough, so I'm not overly worried. I know I'm a true believer that if you've done nothing wrong in life, right things will happen. So I'm confident.
So for everybody who doesn't know, who's maybe not from Trinidad, Chris got in jail for, I guess, exposing things
Well, the charge is sedition.
Sedition, right.
Sedition is a charge that was created like to law here over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Before social media, obviously. Before cameras were available, video cameras. But the basics of it are that I'm being charged with sedition for publishing a video in which a statement was made that the government was not happy with. So I didn't make the statement, but publishing the statement is my offense.
So can we quickly talk about what happened, like how you got in jail? Can you walk us through, like how did it start? Like what's the first sign that something was wrong?
Yeah. See, because I live my life online, everybody knows what I'm doing.
Right.
They might be a day behind, but you have an idea what I just did or where I'm going next. So I put on my Instagram that I'm about to leave. This is my final weekend. And I guess that sort of pushed some buttons for people to react fast.
Right.
And one morning, the morning I was about to leave, my door, I got the police knock on the door at like 6:30 in the morning. Loud, bang, 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 police, police, police. And 4 officers came in and they sort of started confiscating all my stuff. At that point, I wasn't under arrest. They asked me to come in for questioning.
Right.
Which I did, and I asked if I don't want to come in for questioning, what next? They said, well, then we're going to arrest you.
Right.
So I thought, let me go the friendly route and sure, bring me in for questioning.
Right.
The questioning happened for 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, and the whole time I thought I was just going to go home.
Like, how can I imagine? You were 24 hours in like one room?
They let me go into like the washroom I was pretty much in one room. Yeah.
And you just sat there and they were questioning?
No, like I sat there, most of the time it was them preparing the questions, so it was just me sitting there.
Right, and like their entire what do they ask? Like what do they
like say, why did I come here? Why Trinidad? Kind of questions and questions about basically every video I uploaded. At that point, there was probably 25 videos. Right. We went through every single video.
Even the fishing trip ones.
Every video there was questions.
Like what did they ask about the fishing trip?
I don't recall, and I don't think I'm supposed to be talking about those things. But I mean, in general, the questions were just about my videos. Okay. Like at 32 seconds, you said something. Why did you say that? Who told you to say that? At 42 seconds, somebody else said something. Did you tell them to say that, or it was pertaining to the videos themselves.
So they're basically trying to get some stuff on you.
Yeah.
Trying to get you stuck. So the 24 hours are now finished. What happens next?
Then I'm officially charged. So a document comes and they said, this is your charge, sedition. Sedition. Prior to that, they had a long list of charges against me. Right. I don't know how many. 5, 6, all gang-related charges. But they dropped those charges and gave me sedition. Right.
And then I guess you went to jail?
Yes.
Or how describe the experience?
So the first is a police station.
Right.
So I ended up staying at that first interrogation for 48 hours.
Right.
Then I was fingerprinted and brought to the police station at Paul Street. Right. And in the back of the police station, there's holding cells. Normally, if you're going to stay for a day, you stay there. But because it was a long weekend, I spent, I guess, 6 days.
6 days?
No, well, because I spent 2 days before, so 4 or 5 days, something like that, in the holding cell.
So are you able to describe like the experience there, the cell there? Like how is it like being in a holding cell?
Yeah, it's no fun. Put it that way. Yeah. But I mean, there's 24 hours of constant lighting. And the reason I said that is because when I was back there, I read the Nelson Mandela's book on human rights.
And they gave you a book to read?
No. So my Canadian embassy came, and I'm like, can you give me anything to read? And just by chance, she had a paper document printout. It's like a 55-page document of Nelson Mandela's rights for incarceration. Right. So I read through those. So the reason I said 24 hours of light, it's like against every human rights not to have a window or to have 24 hours. It's hard to sleep when there's 24 hours of constant light. Now, I don't expect a 5-star hotel, but there's simple rules that are like worldwide rules that you should be following. Yeah. You know, there's the lights on 24 hours a day. There's no mat. You're sleeping on the cold concrete. There's days where there's 2 of us. There's days where there's 3 of us. There's days where there's 20 of us. 15, 18, 20 people, like a full house in the cell,
And can you sleep during that time?
Yeah, you learn to sleep. And it's funny. It's not funny, but I mean, even now I'm still not sleeping well. Right. Because sleeping there is like sleep for an hour, then wake up and walk around a bit, and then sleep. And
so it still affects you to this day?
Yeah, I didn't think it would. I really didn't think it would, but...
6 days straight you were in there?
Yeah, like 6.5 days, the final day they brought me to the prison. So there's a process. Even when I was granted bail in the morning on my final day, you don't just go.
Yeah.
Now you got to go to the prison, the big boy jail with the killers, and you got to go through a process there. Now I must say that the living conditions in the holding cell are horrible, beyond horrible. Like no toilet paper, piss all over the floor, and that's where you're sleeping.
Oh, okay.
And feces smeared on the walls.
Okay.
Like there's no upkeep at all.
Right.
A woman would come by every day or two with a broom, give us the broom. We're allowed to sweep up what we want, and then she takes the broom back. But I'd ask, like, can I get some chemicals? Because we're sleeping here. And they said, no chemicals allowed. Like, you can't wash anything.
You can just, okay.
So it's the smell is there, and, it's not for everyone. I saw grown men with real charges there crying and hitting their head against the wall and becoming really mentally...
And this is just a holding cell, right? None of these have, like, any serious crimes.
Their offenses are all very serious.
Not serious proven crimes, so they might just be like...
They haven't been convicted of a crime.
Normal people, okay.
Well, they might have been in the past convicted of a crime, but the current reason they're there is they're being charged.
Did you have any interesting conversations there?
Oh, tons. You become friends with people.
Do you have anything interesting you can share?
Man, it just... Again, these people are complete strangers, and you're sitting there talking 24 hours a day. And we all have problems. Like when you're in jail, you're there for a reason.
Yeah.
So you want somebody to listen to your problems. So I mean, I remember there's times where I would sit with the people and we would just talk for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Like those guys know me better than my real friends on the outside.
Yeah.
Because when you're in there, it's a different beast completely.
Did they know you from YouTube?
Yeah, everybody knew.
Everybody knew you.
From the guards to the police chief to everyone. When I was leaving, the police said, "You got this, Chris."
So basically, the police, they all respected you.
Yeah, I'm sure I got preferential treatment. You're allowed to bring food. This is not just for me. This is anybody in jail. You can bring food.
Yeah.
So I had restaurants delivering me food. I couldn't call them, but I mean restaurants that knew of me. Were sending me their food. So
just like that.
We ate. I didn't eat a lot because of toilet problems.
But you shared with the others.
Yeah, but my roommates and even the people in the next cell, I was making sure that everybody ate. Me, I changed my diet. I just tried to eat bread. It's embarrassing to sit down on a toilet. You don't want to eat in certain things that might get you to use the toilet more often.
Yeah.
When you have 10 people looking at you on a toilet, it's not...
So there's like, the toilet is just in the corner or something.
Yeah. And you have to ask for toilet paper. Like there's no...
There's no toilet paper.
No, and nowhere to wash your hands. Just the basic things that you're accustomed to are not there. So, and again, the mental illness part of it, there's a study somebody showed me afterwards that like the first 6 days in jail will determine mentally how strong you are to go through this. Because 6 days is not 6 days.
Right.
6 days feels like 2 months. Because you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not leaving, there's no exercise, you don't leave the cell. The cell is smaller, about this size, the size of this little area.
And just if you imagine, like, if you would have to stay there, like, a few months, like, do you think you could get through this?
I'd have to.
Yeah.
Right? But, yeah, I'd have to. I know a lot of people have fear when you're going to jail, like, you're going to fight, you're going to die. It happens. There's no doubt it happens. Yeah. I know in Trinidad, I looked at the stats, it's one of the highest in the world for deaths in prison.
Right.
But that wasn't the fear I had. Right. The fear I had was not knowing how long I would be here. Because the fighting part, it wasn't a fear.
Nobody was fighting there.
When I was there, no. But I mean, I was only there a week. There's no doubt it happens.
Of course.
You get two rival gangs in the same cell, something's happening.
Oh yeah, of course.
Or if they don't like you, something's happening.
Of course. And what do you think about being in jail?
No, I don't enjoy it. I don't see anybody that would enjoy it. How do I say, like, the one young man that was there with me was 18 years old. He was there on 2 different charges of robbery, group robbery with a gun. He needed me there. There was a point where I could move to my own cell. The guard said, "Chris, we have an empty cell. You want to move there?" And I was going to go just for my own freedom to go to the washroom. Yeah. He looked at me, grabbed me by the arm. He's like, "Don't leave me. Don't leave me. I need you here." I said, "I'll stay here with him." He needed somebody to talk to. He needed a father figure. My son is 18. He was 18. So the guards were so nice that they actually brought his mom. He was crying a lot. I'm obviously not going to say his name. Yeah, he was crying a lot, and his mom was worried about him. So the guards actually brought his mom back there and said, "Look, your son is with Chris. Everybody is good." And then everybody could breathe fresh air. You know, I'm not a violent person. I'm not a gang member. I'm not going to take advantage of anybody. Yeah. So just the ability to have eye contact in 30 seconds where I can tell the mom, your son's fine. Yeah. I feel like I was there for a reason. Somebody else might have taken advantage of the young man. So I that's the way I look at life all the time. It's like, this is a bad position. It could be worse, but let me make a positive out of a negative. So if you sit there and just cry, it's going to be a long period of time that you're there. Yeah.
And I guess now you're officially have your passport back. You're out.
Tomorrow I will have my passport back.
Tomorrow I have the passport back. You leave the country tomorrow, right?
I hope so.
Well, I guess probably I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this. Yes. It might take a while, but I guess we were joking when we first met, who's the most famous person in Trinidad, or the most famous white person in Trinidad.
Well, you were joking. I wasn't joking.
you wasn't joking.
I'm very competitive.
You're very competitive. Well, I guess congratulations. Yeah. You definitely know one. What was how do people react when you came out? What changed? What you perceived changed after
I don't
you
know.
came out?
You know, when I was in there, I never in a million years would have thought. I wasn't thinking on what's happening in the outside. I guess that's part of being in jail. Because I'm so focused on myself, getting out, getting bail, getting to see my family again. I couldn't believe it. So the first time I noticed from the jail, they brought me to a paddy wagon with all the criminals. So we're all locked up. And all of a sudden, the flashes were going. All paparazzi camera crews were outside going, pa. And it didn't even flick in oh shit, they're there taking pictures of me. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that was a point in which I noticed. And then when I got out on bail, they released me from jail. There was camera guys there to take pictures. It all happened so fast, and I was emotional. Yeah. Getting out of jail, I'm an emotional guy.
How does it feel? How does the first breath of fresh air feel?
Yeah, incredible. You wouldn't imagine. After a week of no fresh air, just even breathing, incredible.
Right. And now I guess, for me, during that time I walked across Tobago, and I know how popular, there are more than 100 YouTube videos, maybe people talking about this, I did live streams. On my live stream they commented free Christmas list all the time. Me, I'm not that much related. I'm here and there, we did some videos together, but cars drove by and they screamed free Christmas list. Yeah. During my live streams. It's absolutely crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, what do you experience right now when you go down the street?
Yeah, the love, the support. I truly believe the people of Trinidad, everybody, not everyone will agree with me, but I think that everybody deserves a voice. Yeah. You were talking about last night after we met, you went and spoke to a homeless man. Yeah. I think that homeless man has great knowledge. Yeah. And I like to talk to people. Yeah. Never have I ever believed that only wealthy people deserve a voice. Yeah. So when I go into these communities and I allow them to talk, some of them are going to be honest with me, some of them are not. But my job is to give a voice to these people. Tell me what's going on in this community. How can we make this better? How can we make this more peaceful? These are conversations I'm interested in having. So I think the general public here appreciates the fact that first, that I allowed people to talk. Second, I didn't give in. I served my week. I got out without what they call snitching and telling on people. Yeah. And I'm still here now fighting the charge. You know, a lot of people told me, Chris, you could have just got to Venezuela and went to your country. Yeah. That charge doesn't come to Canada. Yeah. Right? But instead I'm here fighting it because I believe in my innocence. Yeah. And I want the ability to return to Trinidad in the future as well. Yeah. So the people have been treating me properly beyond my expectations. Everyone. I walked by the military base 2 days ago before court on Friday, and they were cheering for me. Last night we were on the avenue, police in full attire, coming, Chris, you got this. So it's every race, every color, doesn't matter the age. High school kids have me autographing their shirts. It's been crazy, incredible, and I don't think this could ever happen again to me.
Yeah, 50% of the people who want to talk with me about you. Yeah. Now it's get a little bit less, but back
at the beginning.
Back at the beginning was 80%. Yeah. It's they all want to talk to me because they want to know about you. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm so, for anybody watching this from Trinidad, no matter what your opinion is of me or the case, because I know some people think what that the Trinidad police were justified for putting me in jail.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to talk you out of your opinion, but for those people that have shown love and support, from the bottom of my heart, I'm very, very grateful. Hopefully, I'm able to verbalize that as much as I feel it. Because, 100 people come up to me in a day and say, Chris, this, and this. In my mind, my smile is so big, and I'm really genuinely telling them how much I appreciate them. Hopefully people know how much this means to me. Because if I was in the same predicament in a different country with no support, it would have been a lot more difficult. Mentally, it would have been a lot more difficult. But the people here at Trinidad, they're standing behind me. So
I guess
I'm
publicly
grateful.
too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody who speaks up for Chris,
Yeah.
it's all helping your case, right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know if it's helping my case, but it's helping me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Now that you're leaving or about to leave Trinidad, you come back for the court. It takes a few more years, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
What do you think your impact on Trinidad is? The impact of your videos?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to guess. What I would like to say is, in the past, when I've done videos like this in other countries and come back a year later, change has happened.
Right.
So what I'm hoping is some sort of change happens.
Could you give me an example?
Yeah, Belize.
Right.
So my first day in Belize City, which is not too far away from here, I filmed a video that was called Swamp People of Belize City. They were squatters, people that live in a swamp illegally, and they built shelters.
Right.
At any point, they could be taken away by the government.
Right.
In order to get to the swamp, you'd actually have to walk on top of skids that were on the swamp. So all kinds of messed up diseases and bacterias. So I went there and I filmed a video. It got 600,000 views in a country that only has 300,000 people. So it's double the number of people.
So basically everybody in the country who has YouTube has probably seen it.
And a lot more. And the initial reaction from people from Belize was like, why do you call these people swamp people first? And why are you trying to show the bad side of the country? Like, why don't you show the beaches and the butterflies?
Yeah.
So the perfect example is that. So I filmed the video. I came back 1 year later. The swamp people we're filming the noise. You're hearing all the noise. The swamp people, all of that land, so there's like 60 homes, was gifted. The government gifted them that land now. So they're no longer squatting. That's their land.
Right.
And they can build, instead of building like a little tree house, they can build a proper home.
Right.
Free of charge.
Right.
Because people saw what was happening, where most people didn't realize what was happening. Now they saw it, and now there's a solution to the problem. Step number one. One of the men in that video, when I went there, was chained. So he had a chain from his ankle to the home.
Why was he chained?
He was a drug addict. So the sister chained him to the house every day. When she went to work, 8 hours a day, he was chained. I videotaped it. I talked about it. He's a grown man. He would allow his sister to do this because he knew if he wasn't chained, he'd be out doing drugs and possibly get killed. He lives in a very dangerous neighborhood. Now, through my video, the biggest recovery center in Belize reached out to me and said, a pastor said, I'm going to give him 1 year residency for free at our drug rehab. And if he completes this, we'll give him a full-time job as a counselor.
What's a counselor? A
counselor is to counsel other people going through drug issues. So after a year I returned, he finished 8 months. He had been sober. So somebody watching the video gifted him his own house.
Whoa.
So the house is not a big one like this.
Yeah.
But it's something he can call his own.
But that's incredible.
And he has 2 children, so now he has his own house.
That's incredible.
Myself, because the video did well, I was able to pay for a scholarship for some high school kids. There's a cost incurred for school there. And people donated $2,000 or $3,000 in food to the community as well. So that's one video. It didn't happen right away. It took up to a year. Yeah. But people's lives were affected in a positive way. Right? And so those same people that watched my video and said, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? They didn't look long term. They just looked.
But that's an incredible story.
But I think this happens quite often.
Yeah.
In Belize, we were able to build a children's playground. We did a lot. I don't always share with people what happens. Because if I do, people think I'm only doing it for the views. So I like to keep a certain element of what I do secret.
Did you film the after video? Like, did you went there and again and film?
Yes. A year later, yes. And now instead of them having to go in crates, they called it London Bridges because you could like fall into the swamp. So the government came in and put asphalt in, like, now you can drive a car up to your house.
Ooh.
So all of this was done 100% because of my video.
Ooh.
So how could you question if something positive comes from this? Now let's go on let's say completely opposite. Me filming the Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to come from it.
Of course.
The war is not going to stop because I'm there with the camera, but I'm documenting it because I think the people of the world deserve to see what's happening. This is why I do what I do.
And like, how do you feel about all these changes and like the swamp people, the swamp?
I think it's amazing, and I think it's the government's responsibility when, if I show you a problem, even as an outsider, and the people are demanding help, I think a government's responsibility is to help. And I'm saying on any country.
I think that's really incredible what happens. Maybe something in Trinidad will change. We don't know. I don't know.
It has to change. Change has to happen. You know the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Right? You're doing the same thing over and over and over again and looking for a different outcome. Crime here is very high and rampant, whether people want to know it or not, or they want to accept it. So if you're not going to change something, it's not going to get better by itself. Something has to give. Something has to change.
Do you have an idea what could be changed, or?
I got a million ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my ideas all come from traveling the world and seeing what works in other countries.
Yeah.
So my ideas are not even my ideas. It's just me stealing ideas from other communities.
Would you share something?
Yeah, I can give a couple ideas. Like in North America, there's something called Big Brother.
Right.
For boys that are born without fathers.
Yeah.
Or without a father figure.
Yeah.
Or a mentor.
Yeah.
So that's something that could easily be brought here to Trinidad. So for some kids, you know, mothers they play an important role in a son and daughter's life, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Very difficult job. But I believe young boys need men in their life, real men. And I don't mean criminal men. I mean men that are on the up and up, that are working hard, that you can just jump on the phone.
Yeah.
So if a young 8-year-old boy has like a man problem, and he doesn't know dad or doesn't have an uncle, have somebody. So how it works, Big Brother in North America, is like, it's sort of like you adopt a child,
right?
And you're the big brother 1 day a week for 1 hour, right? And you do boys type stuff.
Right.
I think that would be huge here. There's more than enough very genuine, supportive men that are hardworking in this country that could say, let me. You're not adopting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
but like
you're donating an hour a week.
An hour a week, so like each boy gets like.
You're together. It's not like every week you have a different relationship.
Right. Yeah. But like each boy gets assigned like a man. And you do like stuff like go camping inside the woods, hike through a waterfall. I don't know, play.
It's like sports. Do boy stuff.
Yeah.
But during the week when you're not together, if you have a problem, you can still call it Big Brother. Like, hey, I was at school today. I was going to get in a fight. What should I do? And mom could answer it from a mom's perspective, respectfully. A man can answer it from a man's perspective. I think for any child or man or woman, children, to grow up properly, you need an equal amount of manhood and woman. Like, I'm a strong believer that boys need a man in their life. A positive man. Right. Not a negative. So I think that's one way of helping. There's no doubt that would help. And I've talked about this before. Augustown in Jamaica was ranked as one of the highest, most murderous neighborhoods in Jamaica, until they implemented something called like an orange vest. Right. So construction reflective vests. They went and bought like 20 or 25 of them. They walked around Augustown. They did a few community meetups and said, look, we need 20, 25 people from this community to volunteer their time. Right. And wear this vest. Whether you're grocery shopping or you're walking through the community or you're cutting your grass, you need to be visible. Right. Now what this vest is if you're in a gang or you have a problem, instead of like reacting right away, like let me get my gun and go shoot that guy because he stole my flowers from my front yard, let me go talk to somebody with a vest. Right. Explain to them what's going on. Right. Let them mediate. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're not police. Police are not always respected around the world. These are just people that I known this member of the community my whole life. Yeah. I can talk to them, tell them what's going on, and then hopefully they can help me. So in Augustown, this has gone from the most murderous to no murders in 2 years.
So basically, these are community members who basically become mediators, right?
Yeah.
In conflicts.
Yes. Yeah. Some of them are ex-gang members as well. So they have the respect. You understand? Some could be a pastor. Some could be just little grandma that you've seen since your whole life. But when that vest is on, I can go tell them my problems.
Yeah.
My problem could mean that I haven't eaten in 3 days, and instead of me robbing the store for some money, the community comes together and gives me some dinner. Yeah. But it went from the most murderous neighborhood to 0 murders in 2 years.
Whoa.
Now, I'm not saying people from that community don't commit crimes, but in that community, the crime has been abolished. Right. So that's a proven way that this could work. And those are just 2 quick examples. So in order to do this properly in Trinidad, and by no means am I an expert, so I don't want to pretend to be, there's something called A/B testing, right? You want to try different ways and methods to intervene. That's what it's called, intervention. Try it out on a 3-month basis, a 6-month basis. Have some incentives. Say, look, the government could easily say, look, okay, the river is polluted here. We need to fix this river. In return, I got 25 vests for you. Let's sit down and do this, because we know this, and even the Prime Minister said, like, the police can't just walk into the neighborhood and have a conversation with these gangs. Yeah. Chris did. Yeah. Because I'm a middle guy. Yeah. They don't respect the police or the government. You need to have people like me. You need to have people like CJ that are respected, or Johnny Bravo. Yeah. He's not in a gang. He's not part of the numbers. Those are all various ways. I'd love for the opportunity to sit down. And going back to this again, in Belize, when I filmed the same content, I got contacted right away by the University of Miami Criminology. Yeah. And they said, we want to sit with you because we want to learn everything you know. Because we want to use it to start lessening the crime in Belize City. See, here I got arrested for my knowledge. There I got rewarded. Like, thank you, Chris, for your help. It's a different way to look at it. Trinidad, they were embarrassed. They didn't want the world to know. Belize already knows. The world knows it's a high crime place. Now let's fix the problem. So in order for Trinidad to become a more safe place, something has to be done. Somebody has to implement something. You got to test a few strategies.
Right. But I mean, like, there's still like a war going on, I guess, between several different gangs, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, a mediator probably won't stop a war.
We're not, but we don't look at life like that. When you have a problem, there's different levels, right? So if we can stop one child from being killed, that's pretty successful. And 2 and 3 and 4.
So it's like slowly.
It has to be slow. Yeah. There's no other way. There's no way you're going to eliminate.
Yeah, you can't just, okay.
Not going to happen. Yeah. This has been going on way too long. But that's not the goal. We got to be realistic with our expectations, right? And I say we. I'm not from Trinidad, but I still care about people from here. Right? Somebody left a comment on one of my videos. Chris, you only interviewed the gangsters. You didn't interview the victims of crime. And I said, you're completely wrong, my friend. Those gangsters are the victims of crime. That's why they're committing the crime. They've lost 20 family members. Yeah. Who better to talk to than the people that are living there, right? So something has to happen.
Yeah. How do you stay safe when you go in those communities? How, I mean, you came here, you had no knowledge about the gang whatsoever, as far as you told me, right?
Yes.
How do you just go into an area with like gangs, nobody goes in there, police can't go in there, locals can't go in there? How do you go in there and be okay?
First and foremost, I'm a ninja. No, I tell everybody that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My resume is long now, right? Yeah. So even if people have never heard of me on YouTube, I can pull out my phone and be like, look, this is me in Haiti, this is me in Somalia. Yes. You know, nowadays social media, most people know who I am. It makes it easier. But when they didn't know who I was, same thing, my resume, and just the way I talk. If you talk to people with respect and you're not a danger to them, they know I'm not coming there to hurt them or rob them or take their turf. So I think people underestimate, most gang members are not looking to commit a crime against you every day. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially on their turf. So I think you just go in and be respectful of people no matter who they are. It lessens your chance. Be smart. Be street smart. It's not for everyone. I wouldn't tell everyone to go in and just start hanging out with gangsters. Yeah. It might not end well.
Yeah. So if I can just, so you basically just walked in, found anyone on the street and was like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I want to film you guys. Is anyone who...
Not so direct, but my camera's out so they can see what I'm doing.
Alright, you just walk with the camera out inside there?
Yeah, I don't ask them to film, I just walk in. Hey, show me around. You know, what do you guys do here? Yeah. What's happening on a Friday night? Yeah. Oh, this house here, is this how every house is? Like, just asking questions.
Yeah. And that's how you also like found out about the other gangs and everything.
Yeah. Because I didn't learn anything from the internet. I learned from doing.
Yeah.
So on day one when I filmed, I had no idea what these number gangs were. No idea.
Yeah.
Who's this and who's that and what musical artist is associated with this, and I had no idea.
So how do you start with all this?
Well, just with that first day walking.
Where do you walk?
Duncan Street.
Duncan Street.
Yeah.
And then you just talk to gang members, and they were telling you
Alleged
everything.
gang members.
Alleged gang members. Well,
yeah.
how do we call them now? Like members of a movement?
Yeah, I don't know.
They call themselves movements.
It's tough because I meet people. You know, some people call themselves aliens here. Are they really aliens? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't really understand it.
What do they mean with aliens?
I don't know. That's what I mean. Like some people you don't know. When the camera's on, are they being real or are they being... It's like when I watch WWE wrestling, they put on this character. In Mexico, they put on a mask.
Yeah. And
they become an alter to the... What's it called? Alter ego.
Alter ego, yeah.
Right? Is it them? Is it not them? When I have the camera up, are they being real? Or are they telling me a story? I don't know. Right? So I really don't know. I couldn't tell. Like, it's impossible for me to look at 10 people just by looking and saying, that's a gang member.
Yeah.
That's like I'm stereotyping the person just based on the way they look.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's a gang member who just lives in an area which happens to be gang infested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't ask people, are you in a gang?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So that's why I said alleged.
So you just talk to people on the street and they tell you about... Okay, I understand that. You never ask somebody, are you in a gang?
Yeah, what gang are you in? No.
Yeah, okay. You just talk to people who live in that area. And
yeah, and a lot of people that show up in my videos are not in gangs, but they live in very, like, very dense gang areas. But they're entrepreneurs, or they go to school, or they're good people.
Yeah.
So I don't want to classify that everybody in these neighborhoods are gang members. No, not at all.
And can you tell us something about like what people who are not gang members go through on a daily basis in those gang areas?
It's so tough because I don't live that life. So I think you'd have to talk to one of them. But what I would say is it's not easy.
Yeah.
And I've heard many innocent people in gang neighborhoods die. I've like endless amounts. So yeah.
How do they die?
Could be like just innocent crossfire. Could be like mistaken identity. Could be just like a rival gang coming in and just shooting up. The neighborhood. There could be endless ways. Yeah. But I mean, if you're in a hot zone, there's a risk of your life being taken away from you, no doubt. Whether you're in a gang or not. And
when you film the videos, is there something you wouldn't show? Do you have like, let's say, where you say like ethically I can't show that, ethically I wouldn't talk about, ethically I wouldn't.
Yeah, for sure.
What parts don't you show?
It depends. It really does. I think it would have to happen to me for me to know. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't show it. Yeah. Something that's like highly racist, I wouldn't show. But I mean, off the top of my head, I really don't know. It would have to happen. You know, like for example, when I was in Ukraine, just as an example, I'd make sure not to film where they're located on a map. Because I know that they'll be targeted. When I'm walking through these type of communities, when I edit the video, I edit it backwards and flip it all around. So people watching the video don't know that. So they think that I'm just walking straight. Yeah. And they can follow that path. Yeah. But in reality, it's all chopped up in a manner that you would never be able to find where I was in the video. Do you get what I'm saying?
So it's not like...
My goal is not to get people hurt. If you're a gang member and I'm videotaping you, I still don't want you to get hurt by the opposition. Yeah. So I chop it up.
So it's not like one clip and the next clip and the next
clip.
No.
It's like not in chronological order. And that's all thought out.
So you just make an array. Okay.
I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting hurt.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I totally understand that. Yeah.
But I never encourage people on what to say. I just put out the camera and let them talk. As simple as that.
I understand. Now you told me. Now I guess you have you arrived in Trinidad. I guess like I do. Like nobody knew you here.
People knew me here, but not as much as now. Most definitely.
And now you're I guess you're so famous. Everybody knows your name. Like how often does it happen when you visit the country?
Lately, it's happening more often than not. Like in Belize, I'm very well known. In Jamaica, I'm well known. I think the bigger my audience gets, the more likely people are going to recognize me.
Yeah. So it happens a lot.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm in Asia, no, because like the population in India or Pakistan is so big. But even in Afghanistan, when I was there, I had 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I would come down from my hotel and 20 people would be waiting for me. So like,
crazy.
I never would have fathomed that. So, yeah, I guess it's country by country.
Yeah.
But you're feeling the same effects.
Well, I guess this is the only country it happened, but I'm feeling the same
But
effects.
if you do similar
yeah.
things in similar countries.
You make something that people in the country are really interested in, that they're like, whoa, I didn't know that's going on.
Yeah.
And then they, I guess maybe it's also if you're like a foreigner, you know, because...
I don't think it necessarily that you have to be a foreigner.
Do you think a local could have done what you done? Like just walk.
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Okay. It'd be more difficult because they live here. See, really and truly, if I really offended a gang member, I could leave and never come back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a resident here, you're stuck. So that's one of the reasons I don't film gangs in my own city. I film problems like crime and homelessness and drugs, but I don't get in with the gangs in Toronto because one day I could be with my wife and kids somewhere, and somebody's like, "Oh, that's the guy that filmed the opposition gang." I don't want any harm for my family.
But do you have any problems with any gangs here in Trinidad?
No.
Any negativity from the gangs?
No. Oh. I show them respect, and they do the same for me.
Like, what do the gangs think about you filming there? Like, what?
They allow me to do it, or I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
If they said no, I wouldn't be able to film, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So, never has been there any threat against your life?
I get threats all the time in every country I go to.
Yeah.
Like how honest are the threats? I have no idea. I get Instagram messages like, "I'll kill you. I know where you live and I'll kill you."
How often do you get some of them?
Like, you mean on a yearly basis? Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Every country I go to, I get that. I don't know who's on the other end. How serious are they? I don't take it seriously. But I could, you know, who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, normally, I don't want to be, like, down and sad, but when people die or they're murdered, they've probably had threats before that they didn't take seriously that caused their death. So I'm smart enough to know that the threats could be real. Yeah. But I can't live my life in a manner that I'm scared to go outside or I'm looking behind my back all the time. That's not a way to live.
Yeah. I understand that.
But I do believe the threats are real. Yeah, for sure.
Some of them?
100%.
So you think there's really someone who's thinking about killing you and not just
100%.
an internet person?
200%.
200%. Yeah. What makes you so sure about that?
Everything from the media, the way the newspaper articles were written, to the timing of everything. There's no doubt when I was front page of the newspaper, they said Chris is working with the police.
Some of them want to kill you.
That was 100% a seditious publication in order to get people angry at me and get gang members angry at me.
And did you get some death threats because of that?
Not in particular because of that, but that itself was definitely a step forward to having people dislike me.
So, just for the record, can you tell us, did you ever talk to the police about any gang members, revealed any names, anything like that?
I don't even know the names of people, right? So, it's impossible. Everything that I film is on camera. I meet people once, I don't go back, I don't eat dinner at their house, I don't ask them for their ID. So it's not like that. There's no secrets to what I do because it's all on YouTube.
You don't meet people again?
No, rarely. But I mean, since I've been here, I've never gone to the same neighborhood twice. No.
Right. Is there a certain reason for that?
I don't want to know too much. I don't want to be friends with people. Like, I'm doing a job. So tough. Like, I'm really into serial killer documentaries. And I would love for the chance to sit down with a serial killer and understand why he or she did what they did. Not because I respect them, or not because I like them. I just feel like I want to get into the mind and understand why. It's the same with gangs. I've never been in a gang my life. I don't think people should be in gangs. I don't want to see violence. I don't want to see crime. Yeah. It's not necessarily a place I want to go hang out with criminals. Yeah. I just feel like I can, and I can document it and share it with the world. So it's something I feel comfortable doing that other people don't. But it's still not something I enjoy doing. I don't get excitement out of talking to people that kill people. No, not at all.
So, have you ever been in like a life-threatening situation during the whole film?
Ukraine was the most dangerous, with rockets falling. But I mean, in related to gangs, I've been in some shootouts in Haiti and Belize. There was some shots fired.
You were in a shootout.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't shooting, so I wasn't in a shootout. But I mean, I was.
It happened.
I could have been shot. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So what do you do?
Just run.
Just run.
Same thing in Palestine. Yeah, run.
Yeah.
But it's my adrenaline rushing. People, I don't expect people to understand. Like if you ever watch these guys climbing a building or climbing a cliff, you might look at them and be like, "That guy's crazy."
Yeah.
And I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
But what I do gets my adrenaline rushing in a manner that shows that I'm alive. So when my heart is racing, somebody watching is like, "This idiot, he's going to get himself killed." That's not the way I'm thinking. I'm thinking like,
how do I get out of here?
Yeah, exactly.
Like now you function like the best.
Exactly. 100%. And I don't expect regular people to understand that.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
And I'm not talking down to, I'm a regular person as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what I like to do. I like to put myself in positions where I can test my ability to survive.
So I guess your days in prison have been pretty tough. Like, what are you planning now to like get a little bit of relaxation afterwards?
No,
get back to normal.
I gotta go back to work.
You don't relax?
No, I've been relaxed the last 2 weeks. I've done nothing really. I've done nothing productive.
Well, you've done some videos.
I know, but nothing that are up to my standards. So I'm gonna be going to the USA and I'll continue filming in the USA in a couple days.
Do you go to the USA?
Yeah.
Okay, so what can people expect from you next?
My kind of content.
In the USA?
In the USA.
Like talking to gangs, maybe?
Probably.
In the
and
USA.
More, not just that, but...
Maybe it's already out, depending on when I upload this, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? Can we talk a little bit about your YouTube?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you... Like, talk me through the process of doing a YouTube video. Like, how do you get the idea? How do you start? How do you... Like, how does it work?
Depends. Day to day is different. When I go to a new country, sometimes I have a list of things I want to film or find out more information about. Other times I don't. Normally my day one is just walk and talk. No matter if I'm in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, walk and talk. I like to get the lay of the land, see how people react to the camera, and I ask general questions. Like that's how I normally start out. Well, by day 2 or 3, I've definitely put hours and hours into research. I want to see which YouTube videos from Syria have gotten the most views. Yeah. And does that kind of story interest me? Yeah. If it does, I write it down. Yeah. Also talking to people like hotel. You know, I often reach out to tour guides and be like, look, I'm not your average tourist. You know, what's the craziest thing you could suggest to me to do? Yeah. And I'm writing all these ideas down. And I'm prioritizing which ones I think are most important. Research is put into it, most definitely.
That's an interesting idea. Do you have any other recommendations, like other than like talking to tour guides?
There's just so many ideas.
How have you found like the craziest ideas?
Yeah, it just comes through constantly talking.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to my taxi driver, if I'm talking to the front desk, if I'm talking to people on the street, it's all about like, in order to do this successfully, and all the people that I know that are successful at YouTube put a lot of time into research. Well, if you're blindly going out every day trying to film, I find it's very difficult to strike gold. So research, I found, the more I get into YouTube and the better I get, the more time I'm putting into research. But I mean, it's like asking a man or a woman, how do you find your future husband or wife? Could be at the park, could be at the library, could be at a bar, could be through a friend, could be online. There's no real way to decide which is the best way. But what I would say is research. I've been to a lot of big YouTubers' house where they have over 1 million subscribers, and they have boards on the wall, and all day, every day, they're writing stuff down, or people that are there are writing down ideas, and then they're sitting back and deciding like which one is most important, which one will I do. And the idea behind Chris Must List is a list. I do have a list of things I want to see and do.
So the name comes from the list.
Yeah, the list.
So okay, Chris Must List is like you have the list of.
It's like a bucket list, but I don't really like bucket list.
Yeah.
Bucket it sounds shitty. Yeah. I don't want a shitty list.
So are there any things left on the Christmas list?
Oh, it's never ending.
In Trinidad?
No.
Any videos you would really like to film which you couldn't?
I'm gonna just enjoy my final day with friends and relax.
do you have any global big Christmas list items? Like
endless.
What one of the biggest things you want to film?
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Being in Antarctica, swimming in the water there. I do the cold. We call it polar bear swim in Canada, January 1st. I'm out there swimming in the snow.
Yeah.
So doing something like that in the Arctic would be incredible. To be honest, my list is never ending.
Yeah.
I've sat down and played. Let me tell you this quick story. I was in Mozambique.
Yeah.
And the next morning I was leaving to go to another country.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in this very fancy bar.
Yeah.
And there's an older man drinking whiskey near me. So, and he's sitting by himself. I'm like, do you mind if I sit with you? He said, no, come sit down. I said, sir, you look like a fancy man. Everybody's with couples. Me and you are alone. What do you do? He's like, oh, no, I'm the diplomat here from the USA. I'm like, let me buy you a drink. So we're both drinking. And I said, look, I'm leaving tomorrow, but if you give me something crazy that I must see in Mozambique, I'm going to stay a couple more days. He's like, well, there's this waterfall that I've heard about. I've never been, but people have told me about it. It's like a 21-hour drive through 3 countries. You get there. The next morning I woke up, rented a car, missed my flight, and drove 21 hours through the 3 countries to find this waterfall. That nobody was around, and it was the most incredible waterfall. So, I mean, prior to sitting down, I didn't have it on my list.
Yeah.
But my job is to try to, reach through people's hearts and find out their inner desires, rip them out, write them on my list. And that's sort of how it works.
What are some of the craziest things that's still on your list?
No, it's never ending.
Like, give me some more items.
Like, again, my list is growing every day. But, I mean, there's anybody's bucket list is very similar to mine, I think. Yeah. I want to go to the running of the bulls, something simple. In the Philippines, there's a parade, I don't know if you've seen it, where the men get crucified to the cross, and they carry the crosses through the streets.
Like through the hands?
Through the hands,
Would you get crucified yourself?
No. Oh, but it's something that happens. The Day of the Dead in Mexico, I've still never seen or witnessed. I think that's something I would love to see. But I mean, it's endless. Like, you're putting me on the spot now. I still have almost 100 countries to see. And that doesn't include going back to the ones I've already been and going in deeper dives. So, I mean, there's millions of items that I still want to see.
So, okay, we have now the idea. Now you want to create the video. Yes. Like, how do you get closer? You have, you heard about something. I guess you heard about the gangs. Yeah. Well, the gangs who just walked in and talked to them. But, what is your usual approach? You have a community, something interesting you want to...
Yeah, it depends. It's case by case. Really depends. Most of the time I just go there. If I can find somebody online that can help me from the community, that will definitely help. But if I can't find somebody online, it's not going to deter me from not going.
So you just go?
Just go.
Just go.
And I might have to go 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row to find the right person to film it. It might not work perfectly the first time. I'm okay with that.
And what safety considerations, in general, do you have?
None.
None.
But again, I don't recommend my way for everyone.
Yeah.
My way works for me.
Yeah.
My wife often tells me that I should put a disclaimer before the video saying that please be precautious in trying to follow.
Yeah.
Because it might not go the right way for you.
So you are aware that you might get killed in some of the videos?
100%.
It might be a thing that happens.
Any day of the week.
Yeah.
Not just in a video. Just walking down the street in any country.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, it's not my plan, though. It's not what I don't have a death wish. I want to live forever.
Live forever. Now let's see if someone is also trying to start a YouTube channel and wants to do something similar like you. Yeah. What advice would you have for them?
First, being realistic, YouTube's not for everyone.
Yeah.
You got to have a certain kind of tenacity and energy to keep people entertained. You got to have that love for adventure. If you're only doing it for likes or subs or money, I find you're going to fail. Yeah. But I do encourage everyone to try it. Yeah. Determine very early on if there's going to be a hobby or there's going to be a career. Right. And really just get started. Mr. Beast said your first 100 videos are practice. Yeah. So your first 100 videos are going to be really bad. Yeah. If you want to get into it, just realize that and learn every step along the way. His second best quote was, make every video better than the one before. Slightly better. So as long as you're improving, and you can look back 6 months and say, oh, my videos are better now than they were 6 months ago. keep going. The platform is meant for everyone to have fun.
That's good advice, actually.
Well, give complete credit to Mr. Beast. I stole his
You
lines.
stole this?
His lines, yeah.
Where do you watch? Where do you say that?
Where did he say it? Oh, he said it a million times.
Yeah.
Because it took him 2 years to get his first 1,000 subscribers. And he's the perfect example of, just consistency. He's been online like 14 years.
And like, how long did it take for you before you, like, at least for my part, there's like a certain level where you can watch your videos and you're like, they're kind of not that shit, How long did it take for you until you can watch the video and like, that's kind of okay?
Yeah. I'm still pretty embarrassed in my videos, so some are better. Time? Yeah, some are better than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not an exact amount of time, but I'm embarrassed in my first videos for sure.
Yeah.
I feel how uncomfortable I was in front of the camera.
How long did it take for you to?
Probably a year.
Yeah.
Then I started being more comfortable with holding my camera up.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, you're still uncomfortable watching your videos back, right?
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I just think they could be better. 100% they could be better.
I get that. Every time I watch one of my videos, I'm like, okay, this could be better.
And I think if I put more time into it, they would become better.
Yeah.
Because I film a video in one day. Some of the people I know are filming for 3 or 4 days to make one video. Because when I'm watching the edit, I really wish I could go back and ask some other questions. I'll write them down and be like, oh, I missed this question. Or if I would have went and asked for the brother, I could have made it a little bit more in depth, a little bit better. So I'm still learning.
Do you write questions down before you start filming?
No.
No, you just go from. Okay. What is one thing that, like, first in Trinidad you've learned here in Trinidad from talking to the gangs, or in general?
Yeah, nothing really. Nothing that I haven't heard from other places in the world.
Okay, let's say since starting your career as a vlogger, since going to all these dangerous places, what is one thing that you have learned from the whole experience?
People are people. Humans are humans. People like to talk. And I've never met an evil person. I've met people that have done evil things, but not people that are outwardly evil. I find that even some people that are very dangerous are very kind. They treat their kids good, they treat their family good, they treat me good. Those are all things I probably wouldn't have known before this whole YouTube thing.
So you say there are no evil...
I'm not saying there's no evil people, but I'm saying I've never met somebody that's just like evil.
Just evil, okay.
Yeah.
They all have their weak spot somewhere, or their soft
I think
spot
so.
somewhere.
We're all human.
Yeah.
We are all human.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I think all the good people, they also have some
yeah, and I don't want to side with the gangsters. I don't side. I don't want to promote gangsterism.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that there might be a cause for, or a reasoning why these people have chosen that way in route, like that way in life.
Right. Do you have, before we end this podcast, do you have any last remarks?
Yes.
Anything you want to get out there?
Most definitely. I want to make a personal prediction.
Yeah.
That if you continue on the path that you're going over the next 3 years, you're going to excel. Because what you're doing and achieving at your young age is commendable and applaudable. Yeah. And it's motivating for others. Because you're doing something that most people your age would not have the balls.
Thank you.
Here they call belly.
Yeah.
Belly means balls.
Yeah.
And I teach my kids this, like, applause. I like to see good people win.
Yeah.
I really do. If there's ever anything I can do to help you push forward, you don't need my help. But I mean, in general, I just want to see good people win.
Well, I learned so much from you. I have to tell you guys, like, a lot of what I am on YouTube right now, I learned so much from Chris.
That's
like,
amazing.
Doing longer videos. I mean, like, he did a video with me. Like, a bunch of my subscribers right now are from Chris. And
yeah.
I try to improve, and I learned a lot from Chris.
But I mean, I've only known you really like a month.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, but I've seen change, even in the way that you're putting research into videos now. You're getting better and better.
Yeah.
You're the future of YouTube. You're the future Mr. Beast, because you're a solo traveler. You're doing things the not normal way. Yeah. And I personally applaud you.
Yeah. Well, I guess so.
Because for me to promote myself, I have nothing to promote. You know, I'm doing my channel, Christmas List. I'm hoping to continue to grow.
Yeah.
But the real reason I travel is to meet people like yourself that are as passionate about travel as I am. Right from the moment we met, that's what I told you. I reached out to him Not because of YouTube, but because I'm like, this guy's passionate about travel. I'm passionate, so why not?
How did you hear about me first?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I know I reached out on Instagram.
Oh, I know how you, like, somebody told you that I faked my robbery.
Yes.
That is how you told, like...
Bushman, yes.
Yeah.
So, that's my conclusion. My outgoing part of this was just to say thank you. Thank you for being a good guy when I was locked up. Thank you for standing up for me.
Yeah.
And
oh no, my pleasure. I think what you do is just, and I try to help you with anything I can with the platform. You know, I heard it before it was in the news. And we're like, you know, back in the day I was scared, like nobody's talking about it, and you know, I tried all the best I could. No, I have one last question.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
just thought about it. Like, so we have like this whole YouTuber community here, right? So we had the Mwango. We had, I guess we had you. We had Black Man Traveler. We had Coco Boy who was here. Coco Girl. We had who was here. Well, I mean, I'm somewhat of an exception, but I think that's all. Do we have someone else?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Sorry?
TJ.
Well, I guess TJ.
No, but he's a resident.
Yeah, he's a resident. How often does it happen that like a bunch of YouTubers come to the same place?
All the time. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's me. I'm always trying to bring people together.
Yeah.
So when I go to a country, first thing I'm looking for is like who's there now.
Yeah.
That's how I met all of them before.
So, did some of them come because of you? Did you invite some of them?
Well, I think they saw I was here and being successful before my arrest.
And
that might have.
And then they came to you.
But Coco Boy was here before me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I never really asked people as to why they're here.
Yeah. And can you tell why is Trinidad such a like great place for vlogging? I mean, like Arab was here.
Yeah.
Too.
No, I just think it's untouched. In a sense that I know the media is portraying it like every YouTuber's coming here.
Yeah.
But there's been under 10, so it's not like.
Yeah.
Like if we were to compare that to the 1.5 million people that live here, it's a very small number.
Yeah.
People will continue to come. I think they'll be scared to shoot certain type of content.
Yeah, right now.
But
do you think that's justified? Do you think they should be scared right now?
Probably.
Do you think it will happen again that the government arrests the YouTuber if they shoot similar content like you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to give you that prediction.
Okay.
I gotta win my own case first, but I would tell people to be precautious as to what you film, not only in Trinidad but anywhere.
So now, where can people find your content if they want to see more about you? If they want to.
Yeah, YouTube and Instagram.
YouTube and Instagram.
I have everything, but YouTube and Instagram are the ones that I sort of put the most effort into.
YouTube and Instagram.
And it's not Christ, and it's not Christmas. It is Chris must list. Yeah.
All right. Then thank you, Chris, for coming.
It's a great honor.
And thank you, everybody, for watching to the end of my very first podcast. Please leave in the comments what do you think about that. Do you think Trinidad could change? What do you think is like good ideas for change? And yeah.
And also make sure you show the band some love, because I've given you my prediction. This video is going to be up for years to come. You're going to see it. You say, you know what, Chris could foresee the future. This man has a great future in front of him, and I'm excited to know him while he's at the bottom here.
Who knows? Maybe. We'll see. And maybe leave a subscription down below.
Not maybe. Yes.
Leave a subscription down below.
All right.
All right. Take care.